Very good morning to Divyesh and Krish Kumar. Krish Kumar, are you ready with your presentation?
Sir, is today our turn?
No, it's not your turn, but I'm asking for my confirmation.
Sir, I am ready, but I have to ask my team members.
Okay, you are from Division B, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So at least I'm expecting latest by tomorrow, you and your group will be ready
Yes,
because
sir.
we have done with three presentations of Division A. So now at least Division B should present one.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
So
what my team members are present or not, I have to confirm that.
I'm talking about tomorrow, dear, not today.
Okay, sir. Okay, tomorrow done.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
Sir, first team of Division B are already present, na?
We, this one, Priyadarshini, Angela, they belongs to
No,
Division
sir.
B.
No, sir. My team, previous year.
Okay. Okay, you are from Division B.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't have any idea. That's why. Yeah, but it's fine. Krish Kumar, you be ready tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, good. So once again, very good morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are fit and fine. Let's continue with the disclaimer. It is hereby declared that the production of the said content is meant for non-commercial, scholastic, and research purposes only. We admit that some of the content or the images provided in this channel's video may be obtained through the routine Google image searches, and few of them may be under copyright protection. Such usage is completely inadvertent. It is quite possible that we overlook to give full scholarly credit to the copyright owners. We believe that the non-commercial, only for educational use of the material may allow the video in question fall under fair use of such content. However, we honor the copyright holders' rights and the video shall be deleted from our channel in case of any such claim received by us or reported to us. Now today Parthraj, Ankit, Prince and Javik, they are going to present their business plan. Kindly inform them to join the class so that they can continue with the presentation. Someone please inform them. Parthraj, Ankit, Prince and Javik. I had a word with Parth Raj. They are not ready with their presentation. So definitely they will be getting 0 marks in their presentation. Just wait for a while. Let me put the marks. Okay, so they got 0 marks because in spite of pre-scheduled dates and all, they are not ready to give the presentation. And even I had a word with him, they are not ready. So definitely they will be rewarded with 0 marks. Not an issue, we'll move to the syllabus. Apart from that, yes, like Dilip, Kushal, is they are ready to present? If anyone is ready to present, those who are supposed to present tomorrow, if they want to present today, they can present. Please be online. I'm sharing the slides. We'll continue with our syllabus. In Maharashtra, right now the situation is little bit tough. But apart from that, the thing that I come to know that they are good in their business models. So I found the one. It's a very short and sweet. It's of only 4 minutes. So I'm going to share one video with you. It's a really very good business idea with minimum investment, or you can say the minimum investments like 30 to 40,000 only. So you guys are requested to watch it. Please be online. And then after 4 minutes, we'll continue with our study, the feasibility study.
ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸರ್ ಎಳೆನೀರಿಗೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದರ ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ನಂತರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇದರಿಂದ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ನೀರು ಒಳಗಿನಿಂದಾಗಿ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಈಗ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಎಲೆನೀರಿಗೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದರ ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ನಂತರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಗೋತಾರೆ.
അതിനെ കുറെ ഉണ്ടോ? അങ്ങനെ അതിലേക്ക് ഇടണ്ട. ചില ഒരാള് കൊണ്ടത് തന്നെ പിടിക്കാത്ത
പിടിക്കില്ല. रसीदी काटत नाही. കുടിക്കാറാ?
They can even store up to 60 coconuts in their lorry. So actually it's a good model. Those who want to start such types of business, those who are illiterate or want to have their own business with a little amount of investment, they can start it. That lorry will cost you approx 30,000. Approx 30,000. So it's a good one. And if you are able to carry 60 coconuts, 60 coconuts with you, and if you consider the profit margin of only 10 rupees per coconut, then by end of the day, you will be earning 600 rupees and monthly 18,000 rupees. So one can easily spend on their basic necessities, on their basic needs. So it's a good one. Apart from that, another business idea is also there, that is of water balls, pani puri, that we used to say. Now the machines are available for the same, and it's a good one idea. It's a lucrative one, profitable one, if you guys are aware about that. So there are many business ideas that we should keep in our mind. Yesterday we had one incense stick business plan. So for the same, a few guys have come up with the new idea that incense sticks, but the same stick will remove the mosquitoes also. Same fragrance, same stick, same size, nothing is different, nothing is unique. But then also that incense sticks will remove the mosquitoes, lizards, and few other cockroaches. So it's a good one. So same like that. Okay, now moving to the feasibility study, we have done with the financial feasibility study and technical feasibility study. Let me share the slides. So this is feasibility study. The few things that we have done in that, let me show you. We have gone through with the feasibility study, the introduction for the same, market issues, technical and organizational requirements. These are the informations can be provided. Content of a feasibility study, need analysis, that will help you to identify our core need. Then types of feasibility study, these are the main point. In that, financial feasibility study, technical feasibility study, environmental feasibility study, and marketing feasibility study. In that, we have done with the financial feasibility study. These are the 8 points that we have gone through. The projections, periods of estimation, financing, basic working, financial indicators like debt service coverage ratio and few other ratios, NPV method. The calculations won't be there in our syllabus, but just for the sake of information I am sharing. This won't be part of your exam. Net present value method, payback period. Generally, every entrepreneur expect 3 years payback period. That whatever the amount I have invested, I will get back within 3 years. Interest cover ratio, the interest that you are paying on your loans. Then technical feasibility study, we have also gone through with this technical feasibility study. Selection of process technology, what technology we are supposed to select, we have gone through with that, semi-automatic, fully automatic or manual one. Scale of operations, raw material, we had a word about like Morbi ceramic industries and all. Technical know-how, collaboration agreements, if you want to purchase your machineries from abroad, if you want to get collaborated with any of the firms who belongs to abroad. Then product mix, I had a question, what is the marketing mix, 4 P's of the marketing mix, few of you have answered. So same like product mix, you must have buckets of product. Selection and procurement of plant and machinery. Plant layout, I have also shared one link with you, online link to check out the plant layout. Location of the projects, the regional factors and site factors, the project scheduling. The logical sequence is land acquisition, site development, preparing building plans and construction of buildings. Placing order for machinery, receipt of machinery at site, erection of machinery, commissioning of plant and taking trial runs and commencement of your production. This is what we have done in our last session. Last session, we have gone through with financial feasibility study and technical feasibility study. No doubt we have also discussed about some of the aspects of environmental feasibility study, but today we'll start with this. If you talk about like certain states and certain cities, let's start with the Maharashtra in surroundings Pune. If you talk about Gujarat, then Surat, Navsari and all. If you talk about Delhi and UP, then Noida and Greater Noida. These are the places where you will find lots of industries. And definitely if industries are there, then the pollution level will be high. It is not environment friendly. So at that time, environmental issues will be there. So before we move to start any project, let me share one example with you. You guys have heard the name of the company, Royal Dutch Shell. They have started their 1 unit of oil and petrochemical extrusion in Antarctica. But because of that project, because of that business, because of that unit, polar bears were not feeling comfortable. And the government has issued some objections, raised some objections, and later on, Royal Dutch Shell Company has to close down that plant, that unit. So environmental feasibility study matters a lot. We have already gone through with this in the last session, but then also we are sharing this. Just a sort of recap we can say. So environmental feasibility, for checking environmental feasibility, different factors are taken into consideration. The first one is employment potential. If you are starting your business in any of the rural area, the government will promote you because you are going to generate employment. And as and when you are generating employment, government will be happy with you because you are helping society to remove the povertyness. So employment potential, whether you are going to provide employment or not. If you are going to provide, then how many? Then utilization of domestically available raw materials and other facilities. What are the raw materials that you are going to use? The raw materials will be domestically available or you are going to import it. Development of an industrially backward area as per government policy. Are you going to develop backward areas, industrially backward areas? Like if you start your business in UP and Bihar, the government is going to give you 90% subsidy. Yes, 90% subsidy in certain cases. So that's actually good one, because you are there to develop industrially backward area. Now, these are the two factors. We have already done with this. Environmental impact assessment and environmental impact statement. A special delegation will come from the central government to check out all those things. Depends on your business size. Depends on your production, whether you belong to large scale, small scale or medium scale. Depends on that. And on the basis of this, they will give you green signal for all other licensing. EIA, it is defined as any activity designed to identify, predict, interpret and communicate information about the impact of an action on man's health and well-being. Whatever the business you are going to start, whether it is going to affect men or human being in positive manner or in negative manner. If it is in negative manner, then it's not good. You won't get approval for the same. But if it is in positive way, then definitely you will be approved. You will get approval for your business. So EIA, then EIS will be the representation of the EIA. The EIS is a document prepared by an expert agency on the environmental impact of a proposed action or project that significantly affects the quality of environment. EIS is the outcome of EIA. Now, objectives of EIA: to identify and describe the environmental resources or values or the environmental attributes which will be affected by the proposed project. In certain cases, in nearby area of Surat and Navsari, if your business, if your manufacturing unit is polluting the air above certain benchmarks, then you will get message, you will get call, you will get mail to reduce it on immediate basis. They will observe your business for 1 week. If you are unable to reduce that pollution, then after 1 week, your business will be sealed. So, to identify and describe the environmental resources and values or the environmental attributes which will affect by the proposed project. To describe, measure and assess the environmental effect that the proposed project will have on the ERV as well as the negative effect. If effect is positive, then it's fine. So process of EIA, the first one is screening. They go with the screening, overall screening of your business, of your byproduct, of your products, the machinery that you are using. Wastage and all those things. Then they will find out the scope of that business, scope of environmental hurdles. Then prediction will be there that if you go with this, then the pollution or your business will affect environment up to certain extent. So prediction will be there, and later on they will also suggest some ideas to improve it. Then later on EIA will show the management and monitoring, and at last environmental auditing will be there. We guys have heard the, the basic auditing, accounts and audits, but environmental audit will be there. And then the last one, that is marketing feasibility. Whatever the products you are producing, whether you will be able to sell it in the market or not, or customers will accept your product or not. If customers clearly rejects your product, then it's of no use. Let me tell you a few things you guys might have heard. Have you heard this Kizashi? I'm not going to share what exactly it is. Yeah, environment auditing is a tough task. Central government team will decide how to do it. There are many aspects, there are many parameters, and it's a long procedure and long process. The report is consisting of more than 80 pages, where the environmental officers will check out the entire things. That the soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution, and everything. It's a detailed report consisting of more than 80 pages. The government authorities will decide it. So guys, have you heard the name Kizashi? Let me give you one hint. Maruti, yes, exactly, Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Kizashi, you can say like that. The car was really very good, but somehow Maruti failed to launch this car at a greater extent. It's really premium segment car, but somehow Maruti failed because customer have not accepted it, and that's why they failed. So the marketing feasibility study will clearly show that how you are going to sell your product in the market and whether customers will accept your product or not. Yes, failed to present at affordable rates. The price was, I think, 18 lakhs, 16 to 18 lakhs. It was bit high, and that's why the company has withdrawn it. So the marketing feasibility. The purpose of the marketing feasibility study is to determine the suitability of the property for profitable development and to define optimal products and facilities in accordance with projected market demand. Whatever the product you are going to sell in the market, whether demand is there or not. Without demand, if you are going to supply it, then it's of no use. You won't get profit on your product. So first of all, you have to check it out. Whatever the products you are going to design, whatever the products you are going to sell in the market, whether demand is there or not, you have to check it out. Then marketing feasibility study continues. For judging the marketing viability or feasibility, market and demand analysis should be carried out in an orderly and systematic manner. Demand and supply, the most important aspect of our economy. One has to go with that. In that, the first one is situational analysis and specification of objectives. Like we guys have witnessed that during pandemic, in certain cases, in certain businesses, the demand has been decreased drastically. And in certain cases, the demand has been increased drastically, like sanitizer, PPE kit, mask, and few others. So situational analysis and specification of objective. What are the objectives you have decided? You have to specify it with reference to the marketing. Then collect some of the secondary information. We guys used to go for the research projects. We used to go with the primary information, secondary information. We have to go with newspapers, journals, some of the consultants that will show that yes, your product's demand is there in the market. It's already available, and then also the demand is there. Then conduct market survey. You have to conduct your own market survey. Let me share one real story with you. One company was there named Ishwar Incense Stick, or in Hindi we can say, Gujarati we can say Ishwarni Agarbatti. That man has really gone with a great marketing strategy. What he has done, let me tell you. Before launching the product in the market, listen carefully, before launching the product in the market, he has hired 20 salesperson, and the basic task of that 20% is to move in the different areas of the city. They have to visit every kirana store, every DMart, and every kirana places, and they have to ask for Ishwar Agarbatti. They have to create artificial demand. So one person will go to kirana store and say, give me Ishwar Agarbatti. But that kirana store owner is not aware about that. Next day, another boy will go to that shop and ask for the Ishwar Agarbatti. Then after consecutive 4 to 5 inquiry, the kirana store owner will be amazed that now I should keep Ishwar Agarbatti stock in my business, in my shop, because demand is there. And after 1 month, the salesman of Ishwar Agarbatti will go to that shop, and definitely at that time the shop owner will purchase Ishwar Agarbatti. So this is how you can even create artificial demand in the market. So for that you have to go with the market survey, market study. How many competitors are there? What's their product? What's their price? What's their profit margin? What's their content also? Characterization of the markets. How many competitors are there? How many substitute products are available in the market? Bargaining power of the buyers, bargaining power of the sellers, demand forecasting. Like if you are there in the seasonal business, let's say manufacturer of raincoat and umbrella, then you can easily forecast the demand, that during the rainy season demand will be high and rest of the time there will be less demand. Then market planning, how you are going to cover the market. At initial stage you are going to cover your city only, then later on border cities, and later on entire state, then later on border states, and later on pan India level. How you are going to marketize your product. You are going to use promotions for the same, marketing and promotions. You are going to promote your product on air with the use of radio, with the use of social medias like Instagram, Facebook. You are going to give television advertisement, newspaper advertisement, hoardings, and all other things. So you must have all those plannings with you. And if every planning supports you, every plannings give you positive outputs, then we can say that yes, you have already won the market. You are already winner, and your product will be, accepted by the customers. So situational analysis and specification of the objectives. In this step, the project analysis may informally talk to customers, competitors, and others in the industry. Whenever possible, they may look at the experience of the company to learn about the preferences and purchasing power of the customers, actions and strategies of the competitors, how competitors has entered into the market, what's their market share, at what price they are selling their product, and how you can differentiate your product from their product. Then collection of secondary information. Secondary information provides the base and the starting point in the market and demand analysis. National Sample Survey reports, Census of India, Annual Survey of Industries, etc. will help you. Are general sources of secondary information. Will help you to show the exact figures, how it works and all. For example, if you are planning to sell 10,000 units per month, but same time there is no demand, or you can say the population is very less, then you have to rechange your targets. Then conducting marketing survey. The market survey may be a census survey or sample survey which covers the entire population. The information collected through a market survey may relate to one or more total demand and rate of growth of demand. Total demand is there or not, and if demand is there, then by how many percentage growth is there in the demand. Like in the last year demand was 10%, this year demand is increased by 2%, so net demand is 12%, and in next upcoming years we are expecting that the demand will be increased by 5% more. Demand in different segment of the market, like if we say the automobile segment, it's booming nowadays, but in that the electronic automobile segments will rock in the near future. And motives for the buying, whether you want to satisfy your needs, whether the customer wants to satisfy the desires or what. Then attitude towards various products. If you purchase Apple phone, then the attitude is totally different. If you purchase the regular phone, then also the attitude is different. Please be online. If you purchase Mercedes, then the attitude is different. If you purchase Maruti, then also attitude is different. Then characterization of the markets based on the information gathered from the secondary sources and through the market survey. The market for the product or service may be described. Method of distribution and sales promotion. Like if we say that Balaji Wafer is successful nowadays because of the distribution channel, Coca-Cola is successful because of the distribution channel, Dell is successful because of the sales promotion, Apple is also because of the technology. So what are the main character of your product and how you are going to promote it? Then consumers, supply and competition, how you are going to supply it. I think you guys have heard the name of UPS, United Parcel Services. Company is there in the logistics, and every day the company delivers more than 2 million parcels across the 200 countries. A big case study is there on the UPS. You can go with that. It's available on the Google. Then demand forecasting on the basis of analysis and interpretation of the information gathered about various aspects of markets and demand from primary and secondary sources. An attempt is made to forecast the future demand of the proposed product or services. You do have primary data, you do have your market study, you do have secondary data, you are well aware about the current market trend, you know how much demand is there. On the basis of that, you have to forecast the demand for the future. If demand is there in the future, then it's good. If the demand is decreasing year over year, then it's a red signal. Then market planning, the current market situation, opportunity and issue analysis, if any opportunities are there, related to your business, how you are going to grab it. If any issues are there, then how you are going to sort it out. The basic objectives as far as the market is concerned, and how you are going to prepare marketing strategy to sell out your product in the market. So that's all about the feasibility study. Main 4 types of feasibility studies are there: financial, technical, environmental, and marketing. Yeah, Brian, I come to your answers. So apart from Brian, if anybody have any questions, please write your questions in chat box. Customers are the one who purchase the product. Do you need more explanation on that? It's a very silly. It's a very simple. The one who purchase the product will be known as customers. It is to be understood. It's a very simple. Yeah, so we'll keep up to this only. That's it for the day. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your day and take care.